We're in some extraordinary times there, and of course every sector of life, every facility has been affected in one way or the other. And so, we're just showing you some videos and keeping you up to date as to what applies now. Welcome back to Sunrise, and it's that time of the morning where we bring you Law and Order JA, brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace. In the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, thousands of Jamaicans are urgently trying to rebuild their homes, their fences, their roofs, and in this special post-disaster edition of Law and Order JA, we sit down with Jonathan Morgan, partner at Duncox Attorneys at Law, to explore how homeowners can legally protect themselves, rebuilding safely, lawfully, and without becoming a victim twice. Jonathan, good morning, counsel. Welcome to Law and Order JA. How are you?
Good morning. I'm managing through this difficult time.
How was Melissa for you? How is your family?
Well, my family is located in Kingston, so we avoided the brunt of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the most pleasant, as you would imagine, and we are still without utilities, but it is a time of pulling together, and that's what my family sought to do.
Amen. And your Duncox family?
Oh, they're also managing throughout this time, reaching out to family members who are out in other parishes and so, and making sure that everyone is as safe as can be.
All right, Jonathan, unfortunately, though, in this time, though there are many good Samaritans out there, there are some unscrupulous persons who will take and want to take advantage of people's misfortune at this time. And so there are many scammers who are out there, persons who are pretentious, persons who will try to use this moment to preen themselves as a carpenter or a plumber or as somebody who can fix a roof, and they're anything but. How can citizens protect themselves and know that they're getting their value for money and that they're going into a contract with somebody who is fit and proper to do so?
Right. Well, it is certainly a season when vigilance is most important.
Yeah.
There are a number of individuals putting out themselves to be builders and contractors and workmen who will seek to provide some level of support, but are in fact preying on individuals in a time of vulnerability.
Yeah.
There are a number of things that you can do to engage a certain level of vigilance and protection when seeking to hire individuals for this type of work. It's recommended first and foremost that they provide copies of their identification, their TRNs, and they provide references that allow you to check on the reputation of what they've done in the past. Those references can be very simple. A builder can be asked to provide to a new hirer a number of phone numbers for any works that they did previously. That way you can simply call other homeowners and other projects that they would have assisted to find out how the work was done. Whether it was done to a sufficient degree, whether the quality was of a certain standard, and whether this person can be trusted to perform the work on which you intend to hire. Now, that certainly can apply to most areas of society. Homeowners in rural areas can certainly just ask a potential builder, give me some numbers for some people you worked with previously. Let me give them a quick call.
Who can vouch for you.
That's right. Because in the construction industry, the law has regulation in place for the large commercial players. The architects, the engineers, the quantity surveyors all have rules that they have to follow. But the everyday Jamaicans, if we are trying to hire someone to build for our homes, it's not likely that they would have that type of regulation and that type of legal oversight. So we need to take care during this time.
So don't be too hasty in, getting into hiring somebody just because you want the roof to be fixed, because you sometimes may be penny wise and pound foolish.
Absolutely.
Talk to me a little bit about, we're not a very litigious society, Jonathan, okay? And so we are very informal in a lot of ways. When you come to court, though, it's going to be, people tend to be in a spot of bother because there is no evidence. And as we know, in court, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Can a verbal agreement or a WhatsApp message suffice as a quote-unquote, as a contract that is able to stand up in a court of law?
Right. The short answer is yes, it can. Contracts can be written or they can be oral. And those contracts can take the form of WhatsApp messages or any other type of correspondence exchanged between two parties. It is always best to have a written contract, but in the exchange between a regular homeowner and a builder, it can become very informal. So in those instances, the ingredients of the contract must still be there, even if it is oral or if it is sent through WhatsApp communications or the informal correspondences. And those ingredients include a request that they do specific work, an agreement from the contractor to perform that work, an element called consideration, and another element called certainty.
Yes.
Consideration simply means that the parties have agreed a price for specific
the money,
work.
yes.
That's right. They have to agree how much they intend to pay for this particular task. Certainty means the other terms of the contract must be clear.
Yes.
So they have to know exactly what work is being performed, the duration that they expect the work to be performed in, and that has to be set out in a way where you can prove that these terms were agreed. So if you're doing it orally, if you're simply talking to the workman and saying, look, you see my roof is gone. I need you to work on a temporary roofing structure. I need it to be done in 2 weeks at minimum.
Yes.
My family is without any proper shelter. Those terms should be then reduced in writing.
Yeah.
Send him a message. Ask him to confirm that message and to indicate his agreement.
Yes.
Ask him to clearly indicate the price that he will charge for his labor.
Yes.
Ask him to produce any receipts for any material that he is using to perform the work. And all of these things should be documented in that correspondence, whether it's a simple WhatsApp message, and it should be kept for the long term to ensure you have evidence if you do need to go to court.
So send him the WhatsApp or her the WhatsApp, get them to agree, and please take a screenshot of that so you have it for reference. What if, Jonathan, somebody, a hirer, pays a deposit, but then the person disappears?
Yes.
What's their course of...
Well, once the sum is paid, there's a presumption that it is based on the terms of a contract,
Yes.
even if that contract was a conversation. The recourse is to bring legal action. In order to do so, the first set of what I recommended earlier would be critical. Getting a copy of the identification, a copy of the TRN for the builder. This type of information allows you to track down the person if necessary for the purpose of serving court documents.
Yes.
So the presumption here, if you pay a deposit and the person has taken your money, is that they have taken it with the agreement to perform some work. If that work is not done, you should seek some legal advice in relation to commencing a legal action, perhaps in the parish court, in the parish where this is occurring, or in the Supreme Court if the value of the deposit is above $1 million. And that legal advisor should then be able to gather from you evidence as to what was agreed, evidence as to the payment that you made to the builder, and evidence that he did not perform the work. So that evidence, as we indicated earlier, could be in the form of screenshots of the conversations between you and the builder.
Yes.
You should also ensure that you've taken photographs of the area where you intend the person to do the work, and you have recorded the instructions in relation to that photograph.
Yeah.
So if your roof is gone, if the walls are damaged, if there's severe flooding in the property, photograph the damaged areas and ensure you send those photographs to the builder on WhatsApp or in any medium at all. Then indicate the instructions as to what you would like them to do, clearly in writing. Ensure that they respond to say they agree to perform this work.
Yes.
Don't just leave it as an instruction message. Ensure that they've indicated the price that they will charge for the performance of this work. Ensure that they've indicated an agreed timeline for the performance of that work, and keep a meticulous record of all of this information, because you may need to bring it to your lawyer if necessary.
Very well. Thank you so very much, Jonathan Morgan, partner at Duncox Attorneys at Law. And one of the things that we're going to be exploring in a future Law and Order JA is this issue of trees in people's yards. Especially at a time like this, there are many homeowners who are now faced with roofs that have caved in because their neighbor's tree, the branches which were hanging over, which they were asked to cut, but they were adamant that they're not cutting it or they didn't deem it important, and that tree has now become a nuisance to the neighbor, and there is a gaping hole in the person's roof. Who pays for that? Who is responsible, and how do you get your neighbor to actually pay up because it is their tree that would have caused the damage? So we have lots to explore there.
Definitely.
So I'm just giving you some homework counsel.
Sounds good.
Well.
Looking forward to it.
Good job. Coming up on the flip side, it's all about quick DIY home fixes. Host Hurricane Melissa. Please do stay with us.